Okay. I know I'm late. I don't care. Also, I'm chewing on gum. So if it bothers you, grow the fuck up. Anyway, this chapter of One Piece, banger. All the like last two like two, three, I think maybe four chapters since we like tuned away from the show. I think actually how many chapters has it been? I think it might have been three. I think I might have been 3 or 4 chapters or something like that since we've went away from the Straw Hats and we went to see what everybody else was doing in the world. We saw that Blackbeard was doing stuff. We see that Shanks was doing stuff. We seen Garp doing stuff, and now we're gonna see the Revolution Army doing stuff. Okay, so okay, now first panel. Okay, first panel. We're starting off with the death of an vice admiral. A vice admiral has died. It's on the newspaper, and it's Vice Admiral T Bone. Now you're probably wondering who in the goddamn Sam Hill is T Bone. Well, for those who probably very few One Piece fans that probably remember T Bone, this name might actually ring a bell to you. And he was at the Water 7 arc when the Straw Hats was on the sea train, you know, for like first ever like train to like run on the sea and stuff like that. Yeah, the one that Thomas has made. That in that arc, Water 7 arc, the Straw Hats. I think it was Zoro. Yeah, Zoro was fighting. Zoro, I think Zoro, someone what fought against T Bone, you know, Vice Admiral T. I don't think he was a Vice Admiral around the time though. I could be right. He might have been a Vice Admiral for around the time, or maybe he was just like a captain or a lieutenant. I could be wrong, but anyway, it says in the chat in the front page news, Vice Admiral T Bone killed. Narrator card. Vice Admiral T Bone was adorned by civilians and Marines alike. His news of his death shocked the world, but the Navy refused to make comment of the incident. Turn to the Navy HQ with Sengoku and Otsuru having a conversation about his death, like about his death and stuff like that. Um, Sengoku, he's asking Osuru, have they captured the man? Have they find out like who did him yet? Osuru says not yet, but we're sure that the culprit's family is already like gone at this point. And Sengoku, he's just like eating a rice cracker. He's going, oh, Osuru-chan, what's happening with the world? The civilians were sworn to protect are backstabbing us or stabbing us in the back. It's unbearable. Okay, so again, if you remember, the whole cross guild thing. You know how the cross guild has bounties. Well, the cross guild put bounties on Marines. You know, so now pirates are hunting Marines also. But it looks like it's not just the pirates that are hunting the Marines. It's actually the civilians too, and even Asuru like helps claim basically says like, yeah, I'll even reread what she says. Pirates are not the only one interested in money. You know, we Marines have bounties on our heads now. It's only natural for people to come after us, especially in a place like the Pepe Kingdom, where over 1,000 die of starvation every year. It's no wonder he was killed there. Poverty and wealth, we all adapt to our circumstances. So again, if you remember about the if you remember the Pepe Kingdom, I think what was talked about. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think they talked about the Pepe Kingdom, like which are I think it was a Dressrosa. Dressrosa. I think this one. I think yeah. I think Dressrosa is when they talked about the Pepe Kingdom. How it used to be like a great, powerful, like great like kingdom and stuff like that. But then like as years goes on, like everyone like kind of grew into poverty, and because of that, a lot of people started dying from starvation and all that stuff. And so yeah, then Osuda also says, not that I'm like trying to defend the culprit, of course, just knowing that it is if it's that darn clown that had this in mind, we severely underestimate him. How can we serve and protect the people if you have to constantly look over your shoulder when you're around them? If we don't, yeah, if we don't neutralize this cross guild group soon, we will this will kill. Not we will kill. Sorry, we will kill everyone. We'll kill them. We'll kill all civilians. But you know what? Not we're no better advisor. But no. Sengoku says this will kill the morale of every Marine and weaken the whole Navy. And then before the conversation gets cut off, and because he sees that Hina is making her way to them. And if you guys remember, I'm pretty sure everyone remember uh, Hina. She's a Marine officer, and she was a former, I think, a former friend or like a classmate or something like that of like a Smoker. Like she's friends with with Smoker and stuff like that. And she has eaten the cage fruit, so she could like her body like basically like turn into like cage. She could like cage you up and stuff like that, all that good stuff. But yeah, she like Sengoku sees Hina coming over. He's like, "Hey, Hina, hi. Have you seen Garp? I want him to try this new rice cracker flavor. There's a new rice cracker flavor. I want him to try it. What flavor? Lemon, lime, strawberry. Yeah, he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't like strawberry. Oh, okay. Oh well, it's kind of like that too. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see that Oda is actually now tackling the whole like severity like of how like the whole like cross guild things, because I thought it was gonna be like a personal like kind of like beef like going back and forth between pirates and marine stuff like that. But no, this whole like the whole marines bounty thing is now like not only like would pirates have to worry about like their back stuff like that, then again they won't even need to worry about their own hide, because they're pirates. Not they're probably already gonna like chances are a pirate is gonna probably gonna kill everyone in their path, But with the Marines, like we're talking about like these are people that are meant to protect like the civilians, and as a Marine with the whole bounty system going on, and let's say you're like a Marine admiral or a captain, you get a bounty on your head. Not only do you have to worry about pirates, coming over to take your bounty, like take your head. Now you have to potentially worry about the civilians, the people that you are meant to protect from like claiming that bounty for themselves. And it's very interesting. It's very nice to see Oda like kind of tackling this thing. This really shows the severity of the whole like bounty system and how not only does it affect the relationship between Marines and the civilians, but could also like challenge and basically kind of break the Marines from the inside out. Because like with the whole like bounty system, chances are less and less people are gonna like probably stay like be part of the Marines. You'll get like some people that are like gonna stay like to the ground, like oh I'll be the Marine no matter what, I'll protect the people no matter what, all that stuff, blah blah blah. But not everyone's gonna be like that, and you will most likely have people that's gonna like a bounty is a bounty system. Oh no, I don't want to be in a room anymore. I quit. Okay, so good on Oda, good on Oda. So then yeah, Sengoku asks Hina, "Have you seen Garp?" She responds saying like, "Oh, you heard? Garp went off to like save Kobe off a couple of days ago, so he's probably teamed up with Sword, and I'm pretty sure Kujaku is with him too." And again, for those who probably forgot, Kujaku is Osuru's granddaughter. She's also a Marine and a member of Sword. Also, really interesting thing too. So we know that. Okay, so we know that Hina knows about Sword. I think it was already obvious that like Sengoku and Otsui would know about Sword because Garp and Sengoku, they're like close to each other. Hell, I'm surprised that actually wait is Sengoku part of Sword? Is he? Maybe that's why. Maybe there could be another reason why he hasn't like officially like retired from the Marines. He probably also worked for Sword too. I don't know. I can't remember, but who knows? Anyway, both Osuru and not Garp and Sengoku, they go, huh? Don't tell me he's gotten a Hachinosu. So then we cut away from the Navy HQ, and now we're at a what's it called? We're at a new island. I think what's yeah, this is a new. Oh yeah, this is a new. This is Karibari Island. Okay, Karibari Island. That is in a new world that is being occupied by Buggy, and that is where like the cross guild. That's where the cross guild resign and stuff like that. Okay, and we get like the narrative card. Empty Bluffs Island, New World. I'm just gonna call it Karibari Island. And so yeah, we see like the whole we see the whole island. We see like the whole we see like Karabari Island, which looks the same how we've seen it before. It has a lot of tents, like smaller tents, and then you got the big tent, which is where the Cross Guild like main building is at. and we see this old man and like we see this old man and Buggy having a conversation with each other, and it looks like the old man was the one to kill Vice Admiral T-Bone. So the old man was the one that killed Vice Admiral T-Bone, claimed the bounty, went over to Buggy to claim the bounty, to make sure that the money would get sent to his family. Cause we even get like a little like flashback of him like what's it called like thinking about like, his family stuff like that. That he is from the Pepe Kingdom. You can obviously tell from like the his clothes and stuff like that. Looks all like all right. He looks all beat up and stuff like that. So you can tell that he was from the Pepe Kingdom and stuff like Pepe Kingdom and stuff like that. So he's just over here like saying like, oh, thank you, Buggy, thank you so much for like sending the payment to my family and stuff like that. And Buggy went on to say like what's it called, the stunt that you did was crazy, like the fact that you killed Vice Admiral T-Bone like a civilian really like shocked the Marines. Hell, they'll definitely take your head if they catch you. And and the old man is like, it's better than watching like my family die of starvation, even if it means I can never see them again. So he's from the Pepe Kingdom, and um Buggy, he's like, oh don't worry, yeah, rest easy, friend. We'll take care of you as a fellow pirate. And the old man's like, a pirate? Yeah, and then two of Buggy's crewmates like come up from behind him, like just some like fodder pirates come up to the old man. One puts a arm around his shoulder, or like put his arm around him. The other one pats him on the back. They go like, get it? One of the emperors is taking you under his wing. The bombastic clown himself, Buggy Sama. He's on another level. The two-bit pirates you've met before aren't fit to lick his boots. Okay. And then Buggy like kind of goes what's it called like just like stands up and start giving out like a little like chant like little bit of a speech thing like, and then Sen says, never forget this moment. You're standing face to face with a living legend. Yeah, Buggy Sama in the flesh. Buggy in the flesh. The crew's going, Buggy in the flesh. Buggy in the flesh. And then some other guy like what's up comes one of like pirates like Buggy's crew comes up to say like, hey sir, we finished building what's all the ship that you wanted for the cross guild and stuff like that. And we get a flashback of Buggy talking to Crocodile and Mihawk saying like, oh, don't worry, I got amazing shipwrights under me. I'll leave the ship to me to make the ship for the crossing guild. So we see this ship. So it has the cross guild logo with the swords and like the skull like biting onto the sword, stuff like that. And for the figurehead, they got Buggy and like they're like, what's up? We figured making and the crew like we figured making you the figurehead was the obvious choice, Chairman Buggy. I think it turned out great. And then Buggy's over like bawling his eyes out and shit like that, cause you know, because you know why? Because Crocodile and Mihawk are behind them, and he's over here like cry. We get a panel of them like Buggy like crying and shit like that, like just like freaked out, and then Crocodile and Mihawk is like behind them, and there's like, you expect us to use this thing? And then Buggy like kind of turns back to him all like all scared and like whimpering, like, like let's take this to the meeting room. Is what they said. Okay, he's like, let's go to the meeting room. Let's have a talk about this ship. So they go to the meeting room. Buggy, his body's missing. He's all beaten up. He's like hanging like on from a hook, but like by his hair, stuff like that. He's all beaten up, and he's like, please kill me. I'm in so much pain. End me. And he's like just mumbling this while he's just mumbling all of this while Crocodile and Mihawk is like having a conversation about like what their next plans would be. Crocodile is like saying, like talking about how the public awareness of the Cross Guild is growing, and the Navy are starting to understand like that they pose a threat to the power they have, and that they need to have unparalleled influence to form the Utopia and to become a strong military state, and to become a strong military state. But before all that we need to do is to establish our overwhelming power. And Buggy's like is like thinking to himself like, this is wrong. This isn't how I wanted my life to go. So Crocodile um and Mihawk, they're like talking about plans of like what to do in order like how can they like establish like their power to like make them like a strong military state and stuff like that to like get more like to build more of an influence, to perform to create their own perfect like pirate, well, not pirate, but it's like own utopia or something like that. Then Buggy interrupts them, and he interrupts and says what's it called, and said that she basically screams out like kind of crying a little bit, saying like, I know that I may like you may do me away for what I'm about to say, for saying this, but how can you call yourself pirates with schemes like this? And then like Crocodile and like Mihardol look at him like, the fuck you just say? Hey yo, Croc. I'm not here. I know I'm not hearing this right. I know this clown ain't trying to like. It's not talking shit, right? I know this clown ain't talking shit, right? Crocodile's like, yeah, big dog, yeah, big drag, yeah. He's talking all that shit. He's talking all that shit. You boy, you tripping, dog. You tripping. And then Buggy is like, you've got it all backwards. You must have heard it, right? Red Hair is making his moves. Red Hair is making his move too. We used to be on Goldie Rogers' crew together, but circumstances prevented us from going back to Laugh Tail with the others. Now tell me, way back when Roger was executed, that's what he's saying. When Roger was executed, what did you guys want to be? Okay, and he said when he sailed with Shanks, he shined so brightly with potential that I couldn't live up to the measure, so I just gave up my real dream. Now we get a flashback of Shanks and Buggy as kids. I guess well really teenagers. I think they are teenagers. I don't know because I know they've been like in the Rogers crew since they were kids, but I think they were like I want to say like they're like teenagers. Like when we saw them like in the Odin flashback, because they don't look that much like different or like older stuff like that. So it might be around that same time stuff like that. But anyway, narrated card says 24 years, the day Goldie Roger was executed. We see Shanks and Buggy are there in the rain. Buggy is saying to Shanks, asking Shanks, like, you said it yourself, didn't you? You said that your crew would reach Laugh Tail one day, right? And Shanks responded saying, yeah, but I changed my mind for now. I'm not ready to go for it yet. But I still want to be a pirate. And then Buggy's like in his head thinking like, you're not the next generation's king. I misjudge you, Shanks. So I guess he assumed that he wanted. I guess that he assumed that he wanted like that he thought like, oh, Shanks was gonna be like the next king of the pirates, something like that. And Shanks offered his hand, asking Buggy to join him. Buggy wasn't going for it. He's saying, I'm not gonna work for you, under you coward, and stuff like that. And you're saying like you haven't forgotten, have you? And then we see like a text bubble, like, well, not text bubble, like a thought bubble, not thought bubble, like a thought like in his head, like basically saying like, don't you care about following like Rogers like footsteps? And he's saying, you haven't forgotten, have you? It's your fault that I lost that treasure map. I still haven't forgive you for that. You better watch your back next time we meet. And he's like runs off, and the rain just went away from them. And then we cut back forward to where we are right now with the cross and stuff like that. And Buggy's saying that no good Shang is finally making his move, but what good is it? Is it now? I don't know why, but somehow through luck or chance or whatever, we're back on equal footing. And if that means if that's the way it is, I might as well go ahead and say it. I want to be king of the pirates. Okay, power, wealth. Why stop there when we can have it all? Let's go for it. Let's go and claim the ultimate treasure, the One Piece. No, and then just crocodile, Mihawk. They both look at each other. They look at him. They fucking just swing like swing at him, like kick him and stuff like that. They kick him like that. Then not Roger, fucking Crocodile. He's like, I can't believe you deluded enough to believe your own con. Remember, we're only letting you keep that title of yours because it benefits us. And Mihawk chimes in and says, you think we're just gonna carry you to the top? We're not playing pirates here. This is serious business. You don't have a clue, yet alone a plan. Do you really expect us to go pick fights with Red Hair, Blackbeard, and the Straw Hats? And then Buggy like I don't know how where he got he got a snail transponder like in his hand. Well, not in his hand, but like he's only a head. But he got a snail transponder on him right there on him, and it's like, where'd you where'd you get that from? Did you have hide it in your hair or something like that? I don't know. So Buggy was saying like, "What's our? We only need to beat him to it. It's a scramble for the treasure. Let me show you. There are some words that light a fire in the hearts of every pirate, and it's because they all set sail for the same reason." Click. And then we hear Buggy's voice to the intercoms. Listen up, men. What are what dream drove you to the sea? And meanwhile, there's like what's it called? Dracula. No, I don't think it's me up. I think it might be Crocodile. I think it might be Crocodile. But Crocodile's like stomping him, telling him like to stop. Whatever you about to do, don't like stomping him in the face. Like whatever you do, shut up, shut up. Don't fucking say, don't start shit. And Buggy goes on to like say like every moment you cling to life might be your last, but why ignore that screaming urge inside of you? If you gave up because the reality of it was too daunting, now is your chance. It's time for us to set sail and to set out and grasp what we all desire most. It's time for us to finally go and claim the One Piece. Yeah, Buggy, yeah, Buggy. Oh my God, yeah, Buggy. Oh my God, you're so cool. Oh my God, Buggy, I want to suck your dick. Hey, yo, what? You're walling for that, but yeah, Buggy, you're so cool. And then we see the reaction of Crocodile's and Mihawk's face. Mihawk, he looks at him like he did not do what I think. Not like in a confused, but more like an angry. Like he's kind of angry, like he didn't do what I think he just did. And Crocodile, he's got like veins on veins on his face. He's looking mad. He's looking pissed. And they both say, "Why you?" Like you know. Okay, now that's then for that part of the Cross Guild. So we caught up with the Cross Guild. We see what they've been doing. They're trying to to establish a way like how they're gonna become like a stronger military state. Buggy comes in talking about like how you guys aren't really pirates. You're just like schemers. How dare you call yourself pirates, like that. When and asking them like when Gold Roger died, what was your dream and stuff like that, and we get to like know what was Buggy's dream. Now he wanted to be king of the pirates, but since he saw like how much potential that Shanks had, he kind of gave up on that dream. And seeing Shanks make his move and stuff like that, I guess Buggy realized that. And seeing the scene like how him like Shanks and Buggy, how both of them are on equal footing, they're basically on the same position. He sees that like maybe he could maybe he could what's it called make his dream become true. Maybe he can become king of the pirates, because again that was his dream, but again his dream died. So okay, so now we move to Morio, no, Momoori Island, PG Island. Okay, this is the same. This is the island. This is the same. This is like this is the island where Queen Imperial Ivanko resides, like one of the leaders of the Revolutionary Army. This is where like her island. This is where she run. This is like with her and like the rest of the Okama Okama people reside there. So we're at that island. Okay, we're at that island. Okay, and we get introduced to four new. So we get introduced to like four members of the Revolutionary Army, and I'll start listing off their names, and like I'll start listing off like their names, stuff like that. We have, and it says right here in the bottom, maybe to like with the narrative cards, Revolutionary Army Vice Captain of the East Army, Ushianu, morally subordinate. Okay, morally subordinate. And if you don't remember, Morally is the giant. He's like the big giant guy, the giant guy in the revolutionary army. He's like I think we saw him like what? Oh yeah, we saw him in during the Impel Down arc. I think we also saw him in. Did we see him? No, we didn't see him at the Battle of Marineford. No, we didn't see him. We saw him on Whole Cake. Yeah, he was on Whole Cake. We saw him on Whole Cake Island. We saw him, I think, a little bit in a flashback at in Wano, I think. Well, not a flashback. I think we saw him in Wano also. Okay. Then we also got vice captain of the East Army, Ara, Ara. Wait, is it A or Ariu? Ahiru, Ahiru. I think that's how you say her name. Ahiru, vice captain of the East Army. Ahiru, Bello Betty's subordinate. Bello Betty. We've also seen her in Whole Cake, like in Whole Cake, Island Art. She's the woman like with the purple, like well the purple hair with the red clothes, stuff like that. She also has like a tie. She has also like a jacket that isn't like button up and stuff like that. And she has like a tie. She doesn't have like a shirt underneath, so you get to see see the yiddies, but you don't get to see the whipples, you know, stuff I'm talking about. But look very nice, very tasteful. Love Betty, and we get to see her shortly. Also, yeah, we get to see Bello Betty shortly, and so Bello Betty we saw in Whole Cake Island arc. She has the pump pump fruit, which basically her devil fruit is just it's so weird. It's so stupid. I don't know. It's basically her devil fruit basically can encourage you to like basically her devil fruit allows her to encourage people to like rally and like fight stuff like that. And I guess it solids like people's like resolves and stuff like that. And I guess it gives them like strength. It's like it steals their resolves like that. So it's basically like what's the best way? It's kind of basically like think of like remember Transformers? Like remember like I'm pretty sure everyone knows Transformers. Remember every time Optimus would give a speech, you know, stuff like that. He would like give a speech and stuff like that about like the Decepticons and that we can win and we can fight stuff like that. You ever listen to those speeches and go and like you get motivated, you get like pumped, even though you're not like in like in there like fighting like in them with like you're not with them like actually and stuff like that. You're like, yeah, yeah, Optimus, yeah, you're right, yeah, we can take on this something on. Let's go, yeah. That's basically Bello Betty's devil fruit. That's basically your devil fruit. Okay, so then we get to Gamble. That's vice captain of the South Army Gamble. He is Lindbergh's subordinate. Lindbergh is the cat mink person. I think he's the cat. Yeah, he is a cat mink. He's a cat mink with like the whole like kind of like steampunk kind of like attire going on. You know, looking drippy as always. Okay. Then we get vice captain of the North Army Giron Karasu, subordinate Karasu, one of the head leaders of the like one of the head commanders of the Revolutionary Army, and he has ate the crow fruit, which basically lets him turn into like multiple like crows and stuff like that. That's his devil fruit. That's okay. So Giron is Karasu subordinate, and we actually like what's all. I mean, technically they are new because we have seen them before. If you like guys remember like well the One Piece like one open I think it was open in 20 21, 21 or 22 like the superpower the Whole Cake Island one like superpowers. If you remember that one, if you pause well I think it's like a couple of seconds, but if you pause into it, we actually see them in the opening, so they're like technically new characters, but at the same not really new because we've seen them before, but only in the openings. But this is the first time us seeing them in like being like drawn and like written and stuff like that. We got their names, all that stuff, you know. So we got the designs for what they look like. I'll put like a picture up, like what they all look like and what's their name, so you know who is who. Okay, stuff like that. So we see them. They see a ship coming by and they think like, is it an enemy? Is it a friend? A hero like has her arm like put up, like her mechanical arm pulled up, going zzz, zzz, just like getting ready to like the blast whatever. Like if it's an enemy ship, we're getting ready to blast, and you know. And then some members of the Revolutionary Army they go up to Dragon or Ivanko. They say, "Hey, a Dragon, Ivanko-san, he's made it back home. Sabo's back." And Ivanko is like, "So he made it back home? Thank goodness." You know, because Ivanko has like kind of talks like a snake. You know, so hey, good news. Sabo's alive, baby. Let's go. I knew it. I knew Sabo was alive. I didn't doubt for a second that Sabo would not make it out alive. I knew he was gonna be alive. He wasn't gonna die like that. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that that he was gonna live. Okay, he was gonna live. So Sabo's he parks the ship. He goes down. He goes down. All everyone at the Revolutionary Army and stuff like that. They go like what's it called? They go up to him like, so, welcome back. So like basically kind of congratulate and welcome Sabo for like coming back and stuff like that. And what's it called? The four like the vice captains come up to Sabo, Ahiru, she comes up to like, whoo, oh, I thought you was about to die, Sabo. I was about to shoot you. Thank God it was just you. And Sabo responds like, yeah, glad you didn't shoot me. Is everything okay, Ahiru? Were you worried? And then what's up? Oceanu comes in, listen, maybe a little. Sabo, you've made me so happy. You're safe. Then Shabo points behind him saying this is a Lelucian ship, and they go like, wait, Lelucian? You mean the country that like just vanished, Lucian? And he's like, yeah. I'll explain it later. And then we hear someone shout out, Sabo Kun. And then this koala just like kicking Sabo and shit like that. And it's like, Sabo, you go radio silent, like just like yelling at him like while trying to like kick him and stuff like that. And Sabo's dodging it. And she's like, you went radio silent on us? How dare you do that to us? And Sabo's dodging. He's like, whoa, koala, my bad. I'm sorry. Whoa, stop trying to kick me. I'm sorry. I couldn't like get my hands on an encrypted like snail transponder. All my calls would be monitored. Plus, I did the usual like 3 beats code to signal that I was all right. Didn't you hear it? I wasn't even on Lucia when it happened. So yeah. Again, even though he wasn't on the Lucia when it happened, he was like near it. It's still like, listen, it still could have been a possibility. He could have died in the radius, but thankfully, him and some of like the Lucians survived. Uh, the beam or what the fucking the Eam beam. That's what I'm gonna call it, the Eam beam. Even though we're not even sure if Eam did it, but I was gonna call it the Eam beam. They survived the Eam beam. Okay. And so Koala's like hugging her, is like crying, so like, what's it called? You had me like so worried, stuff like that. Then we see Morley come in, so like, Sabo, why are you boys like that? Don't scare us like that, silly. Trying to like lunge at him, go for a hug, and they're like, hey, wait, Sabo, chill, wait. Not Sabo, but Morley, wait, you're too big to be hugging me, wait. No, then we see Bello Betty come in. We come in, she's like, I remember you losers from Lucian. You've come a long way. It's a real shame what happened to your homes, but I heard you wanted to join our cause, right? And everyone in the Lucian people in the Lucian kingdom was like, yes, ma'am. And she responds, well, first things first, get some rest. We'll train you out after that. After you get some good night beauty sleep. And it looks like it looks like she got like a new outfit, because I don't know. I think it might be the same outfit she has on. Probably because I don't think we ever seen the back. Actually, it might be the same outfit she got on. Cause yeah, she has the like little like a sash or like emblem thing she got on, like on her left shoulder, like on her jacket. That we saw when we first saw her on Whole Cake Island. Yeah, she has the same one here. So that might be the same. Yeah, that might be the same outfit. Cause on the back it has like her first name like Bello on like it's like Bello on it. So I thought that was a new design and stuff like that, but nope, that's her same outfit, which is, I'm not complaining. That's cool. She looks beautiful. She's looking very nice. But anyway, we turn back away from them. Now we're in a private room with Sabo, Ivanko, and Dragon. Sabo, he's like, oh, I heard about what happened to Kuma and stuff like that. And Dragon says like, yeah, he must have been programmed to return to Mary Joie as a contingency. Sorry about that. We let everyone's work go to waste. And Sabo says, don't worry, I know you two are like taking it to like the hardest and stuff like that. So we do know that, well, I think it was already obvious, but so yeah, Kuma went to Murray Joie. We still don't know why, but it was because like it was basically he was programmed to go back there for some reason. Maybe because the government, like maybe something happened in Murray Joie, and like he's programmed to go back to if something happens, stuff like that, like how the Seraphim are, or maybe it's something that what's all Dr. Vegapunk might have done something to it, or maybe it was one of the Vegapunk clones, because one of them is like betraying like the other Vegapunks, to be a celestial dragon. So who knows? Ivanko, she goes like, "So Sabo, well, like, what do you got to say? What happened? You know, well, what happened with you?" And Sabo says to Ivanko, "Well, if I tell you, you just hearing this will put your life at risk. But there's been some serious trouble at the reverie, okay?" And this is some silence for a little minute. We get a last panel. We get it's a close up shot of Sabo. You know, he's kind of like leaned in, stuff like that. He's leaning in, and he's like, "I'll tell you all about what really happened at the Holy Land of Marijois. Your truth comes to light." End of chapter. No break next week. Okay. Whew. Okay. Let's do a little recap. Let's do a little recap, shall we? Let's do a little recap. We got so we got introduced to the four of the vice captains of four vice captains of the Revolutionary Army. We have the cow mink, Ushianu, the girl with the mechanical arm, Ahiru, egg looking thing, Gamble, and then we got a new guy, Jiron or Gyron. I think it's coming Jiron. Let me call it Gyron. Just Gyron, okay? Gyron, whatever you want to call him, okay? We got introduced to those. We see what the Cross Guild has been up to. We also see like the whole bounty system about what the Cross Guild and how it has an effect on the Marines and how like this could potentially like shatter like the Navy like as a whole. We see that Sabo's back. He's alive. Thank goodness. And now we're getting like now we're about to get some information about what happened in Marijois. Could he have saw Eam? Could have Sabo saw Eam? It's possible he could have saw Eam, or maybe like the effect that like maybe like I don't know, maybe he saw Eam. You know, maybe he saw Eam. Maybe he saw like maybe what the world government like the Gorosei was like keeping behind like hiding from the rest of the world, which could be Eam or it could be something else. Because again, the world doesn't know about Eam. Only the Gorosei know about Eam. They treat him like their god because like oh almighty Eam Sama, what shall we do? What shall you have us to do and stuff like that, you know? So maybe Sabo saw like maybe he didn't see Eam. Maybe he saw the chair, like Eam's chair and stuff like that. Maybe he saw that and kind of like knew like okay, the Gorosei aren't the ones in charge. There's somebody else that's like behind the wheel. That's like behind all of this, you know. So who knows? Maybe next chapter we'll get some information about that, or Oda might just say, you know what, y'all actually have been having too many good chapters as of lately. I'm gonna put an end to that right now. We're gonna go back to the shrines. Okay, we're gonna come back to we're gonna come back to what happened in Marijois another time. Okay? We're gonna come back to it another time. Okay. So yeah, let me know what you think about this chapter. Let me know what do you think, like what are some like questions or theories that you might have about what Sabo saw. You know, just like yeah, Sabo might have saw. Could he have saw Eam? Could he have saw Eam's chair and maybe thought like, okay, the Gorosei aren't the ones in charge. There's somebody else that is in charge. Maybe he saw the giant straw hat. Maybe, who knows? And yeah, this is gonna be Captain Pirate, D God, Pirate God, Pirate. What are you gonna call me? Signing off. Yarn! Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.